What's up, guys? We're going to be playing some Deus Ex Mankind Divided today. I've got GPU-Z over here just to see maybe if we're hitting any VRAM limits. Otherwise, I've got it on high settings to start. This is just the preset high, nothing tweaked, nothing changed. We're going to go ahead and load it up. Alright, so we're loaded up here. I'm just at the apartment of Adam Jensen here. I'm going to go ahead and take a look outside. I'm probably just going to walk around a little bit, kind of give you a general example of what's going to happen. I haven't actually gotten too far in the game, so I shouldn't be spoiling anything. This is just, he lives here. It's the beginning area of the game. But as you can see right out of the box, we're getting a solid 30-40 frames. It's kind of smooth here and there. I am seeing some occasional drops that make it kind of weird. I'm not sure if that's, you know, a VRAM issue, because newer games are eating up more and more VRAM nowadays, at least at the higher settings, and these textures do look pretty good. I think I can finally, yeah, I really hate his apartment. It's a complete maze to get down, and you die from falling for like 10 feet. Anywho, running around town here, we're still getting a pretty solid, definitely above 30 frames, but I would say about 40 frames on the average here. Now, I'm running this on Windows 7, so it does not have DX12 mode enabled. I may do another test seeing how it handles on DX12, but right now I just don't have a test computer with Windows 10 on it. So, I don't know. I hope you can see that we're getting pretty decent frames here at high. So, but we're going to go ahead and move on to see how we do at medium settings. Right, so before we switch it over to medium, I just want to take you over here to take a look at GPU-Z a little bit. And you can see over here the memory used. We are pretty much always at 2 gigs. So probably we're hitting some VRAM limits there. You could probably do something like play it on high settings with medium textures. So actually, let's go ahead and try that first. Just dipping down to medium textures. Alright, so we're back at the apartment. So far, the frames don't look a whole lot different. But let's take a look outside here. Let's try not to kill ourselves this time. Like I said, I really don't like how they made this. You have to go down so many stairs just to leave. So the frames actually don't look a whole lot different. What this tells me is probably there's other things that are eating our VRAM and we just never had enough to begin with. Or we're just limited in some other way. VRAM may not even be a factor. That's bottlenecking us here. But I'm going to go ahead and switch to the default medium preset now to see how much that's different. Alright, now before we change it over to medium, again, going back to GPU-Z, we can take a look and we can see that we were hovering around 1900 memory, so we were using up just a little bit less than usual. So medium textures might sort of be the maximum limit here. I'm not sure why we didn't see too much of a frame boost. It's probably pretty minimal. Let's hope that medium gives us a different, hopefully a better frame rate. Alright, so here we are again, and I can immediately tell you we've got a pretty good frame rate boost, or at least some frame rate boost, because we didn't see 50 before in the apartment. And if we did, then that was my bad. But to me, look at that, we're already hitting 60, which we never hit before. So. Oops. So here we are in town again. Our average frame rate has gone up by a little bit. I mean, we're now seeing 50 a lot more frequently than we were before. And we're on the higher sides of 40s far more frequently than we were in any of the other settings. Now, I don't know my way around, so excuse me for fumbling around a little bit. But yeah, here we are. We're getting... Well, I'll probably just kill him. Yeah, so I'm going to die in a minute. Particularly because I just shot somebody. A really bad moment. But as you see, definitely better frame rates. Medium seems like probably a better setting, but you're not getting 60 frames per second. So let's see if low settings will give us 60 frames. Alright, so right before we go up to low, just taking a look at GPU-Z again, we can see that our memory is still hovering in the 1800 range. So going from medium to high didn't really do a whole lot for our VRAM usage, which to me implies the game just is using tons of VRAM. But it looks like you could still keep the settings pretty high without actually harming yourself. I think anything over high settings is really going to be your real limit with this setup. Unless, of course, you grab the 4 gig version of the 960. But again, it's questionable because usually speaking, to use more VRAM, you still need more power, and we don't know if the card will have enough power to really use the extra VRAM. But otherwise, let's go ahead and check out low settings, which I'm really hoping will give us 60 frames. Alright, so for the final time, we are at the apartment. And I'm a little upset here because we are not actually getting 60 frames. At least in the apartment. We do seem to be getting pretty close outside, but the visual quality has taken a pretty noticeable hit. Everything's a lot less sharp. Although I will say it does feel really smooth. Obviously it feels the best. If visual quality isn't as important to you, then low's going to be doing it for you, I think. Well, let's see how we handle in the city a little bit. Yeah, still not really 60. Probably close enough. You're still going to have all that smooth feeling. I'm spinning around a lot, and I'm still not really dropping below 50 at all. But overall, I'm a little sad we couldn't get a constant 60, but I would say good enough for the most part. If you have a GTX 960 and you want to play Deus Ex, I would totally be fine with this. Otherwise, you might want to grab something like a 970 if you're looking to really push 60 frames all the way. Well, that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.